Okay, hey everyone. Today is Tuesday, September 8th or 9th, one of those. And I can't believe we're a week into September already. We have a lot going on, a lot of announcements, and then I'm going to interview our amazing coach, Meaghan Taylor, and kind of delve into her world as Beachbody and kind of get an idea of what she does every day and how she's able to create the success that she has. So first, I'll just do a little bit of announcements. In September, the challenge packs that are on sale are the PIO Kickstart, and the 3-day Refresh Again. And if you get Success Club in September, they are giving us P90X bundle. I don't know if you guys saw that. It's P90X. I don't know what P90X is, but apparently it's part of that, and apparently it's worth $300. So they say it's the most valuable successful prize we've ever gotten. So all you have to do is 5 points for that. So Super Saturday is coming up next month on October 18th, which is actually a Sunday. Don't forget, in Maryland, if you're local to Maryland, we do it on Sundays. And we're going to be doing a live hammer and chisel workout. So I'm really excited about that. And if you still need a ticket, you have to get a ticket ahead of time. Coaches are $25, and then you can get a guest. Guests can come if they want to try out the workout, and it's less than $25. I forget the price, maybe $15. And Maryland, MDSuperSaturday.com. So it's www.mdsupersaturday.com to get your tickets for that ahead of time. If you were on the team page a little while ago, I was talking about the Summit hotels. If you're going to Summit, you can start booking. I've been looking pretty much every day at hotels. Last year we stayed at the downtown hotels. We stayed at the Hilton, and it's so worth it to be really close. I know it's more expensive. In the executive lounge, again, that upgrade was worth it. When you're there and it's crazy, you're going to wish that you had it. And all the people that weren't staying in our hotel were wishing that they were. So you can book now and not pay until then. So that's what we were waiting for. I didn't want to book right away and have to pay right away because rates change, they go down. You don't want to pay more than we have to, right? So you can book now through that website. I think I did Travelocity through that Trivago site, and I just have something. And because I think now, this is our second year going. The first year, no one understood where everything was. And now everyone's like, that is a good hotel to stay at, and I think it's going to go faster. So, go ahead. No, I thought I had somebody interrupting. Okay, so just book it. You can free cancellation, and we can upgrade it and change it depending on how the rates go. But just have it to have something if you want to stay with us. You don't have to. I recommend downtown hotels regardless, but you don't have to stay at the Hilton. And okay, 2 other things. Coach Basic started yesterday. If you have any coaches that want to participate, and they can register for the September Back to Basics program, which just means they fill out this little form through Beachbody. They were saying before that Beachbody was maxed out in the number of entries that it could take, and people weren't able to register, but it appears that they have fixed that. So you can register and then be eligible for drawings that they do every day for prizes that are about $50 each, like apparel and stuff. But why not, right? Even if you've done it already. And then the other thing is sneak peeks. I don't know if you've been watching. They're so awesome. They are brilliant. They are such an amazing tool for us to share the business opportunity. If you haven't done one with us, if you haven't seen it live, our next one is next Thursday, and we'll post more information about that, but I just wanted to put that date out there if you didn't see it on the calendar. So being that we're only a week into September, we have a few Success Club points already on the board. I'm not going to go over August because there were so many, and I did a post about it. So if there's anything else, then you can post about it, or if you have a specific shout out you want to make. But for this month so far in September, Kristen Hurt has 2. Meaghan Taylor has 2. Samantha Bell has 2. Tori Morrow has 2. Amanda Williams has 2. Melanie Muller has 3. Brenna Todd has 2. Laura Peace has 2. Amanda Myers has 2. And Natasha Hansen has 6. And I just want to point out that she is a brand new coach for like a week and a half, and she has 6 points. She is awesome. So, and she, I mean, that's the highest points in, I don't even have this many. So, it's really awesome. All right, so now I need to switch my drives so I can pull up these questions for Meg. I have pre-prepared questions that I gave to Meg ahead of time that I'm going to go over with her. But just to kind of build her up, Meg has been a coach since last June. She signed up last June. She's gotten Success Club every single month since she has been a coach from the very first month. So, of course, that makes her a Success Club All-Star. To be a Success Club All-Star, you have to have 12 months in a row of Success Club. Since it's now September, what's that, 15 months in going now that she's got Success Club. Last month, we participated in a diamond training, which she qualified for. There was like 500 some participants, and I don't know how many actually qualified, but I think it was around 20. And she won money out of that. And from doing that training, she personally sponsored 14 brand new coaches in August, so that's like one every other day. She was responsible between her and her husband's account 36 Success Club points in August.
Which is why I'm at 2 right now.
Hey,
Okay.
Then she 36 points, which put her in the top 100 Success Club point winners in the Northeast region for August. She sent me this email. She goes, "Is this real? Like, did I just win this? Like, is this for real?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's for real. You earned a ton of points." So I'm really super proud of her. She's always willing to go out of her way to help somebody, even when, you're not on her team. So I'm trying to find the questions, and I will go over them with her. So who wants to know how Meg does it?
Me.
Okay, so question number 1, Meg, tell us a little more about how and why you became a coach.
Okay. So I've always loved health and fitness. I ran high school and cross country. I ran high school track and cross country, and I've always been a runner. So I run marathons and half marathons, and that was my passion. And then I ran on throughout my first 2 pregnancies, but when I had Charlie, my second son, I had a placental abruption. So because of that, he was in the NICU and in the PICU and very, very sick. And I ran all throughout that time just as a stress reliever, because I think a lot of it was more for my sanity that I ran. And then everything was going great. I loved running. Everything was perfect. And then we found out that I was accidentally pregnant with Gwen, our third. And we were so scared that I would have another preemie, because they couldn't really tell me why I had the placental abruption with Charlie at 28 weeks. So when we found out I was pregnant, I immediately stopped running. I stopped everything. I wouldn't lift the groceries. I wouldn't lift my kids. I wouldn't do anything because I was so afraid I'd have another preemie. And I was on bed rest from 30 to 36 weeks for a premature labor scare. I was on lots of injections and oral medications to prevent preterm labor. So I really just let myself go. But I was happy to do it because I just couldn't go through that again with Charlie. So after Gwen was born, by God's grace, I had her at 37 and 2. So she was full term. After we had her, I was a mess. I was 50 pounds overweight. I was completely out of shape, no muscle, depressed, postpartum depression. I didn't recognize myself. I was horrible. And I was in a bad place. I was in a really bad place when Charlie was born. I wasn't as bad as when Charlie was born, but it was a dark time. And it was January, so it was cold. I tried running. I tried getting on the treadmill. I couldn't, just wasn't feeling it. It wasn't that passion that I used to have for running. And with 3 kids, it's hard to just say, hey, I'm going to go out for a 10-mile run. See you later. Like, you just can't do that. So my husband bought Insanity. He bought it the Christmas right before Gwen was born. So this was December of 13. And I just watched him do it. I just was like, this is crazy. I can't do this. I'm going to go run on the treadmill. And then I saw that he was like loving it. And I thought, all right, I'm going to try. And then eventually over time, I grew to loving it. And I actually stopped running and started doing Insanity. And then it took a long time for me to get results, finally, because my diet was still crappy. But then after a while, I started getting results. And a lot of, come spring, a lot of moms at our preschool, the preschool that my boys went to, were like, what are you doing? You look good and you're losing your weight. And so I said, oh, I'm doing Insanity. And then I was dabbling in some T25. So then 2 moms that I talked to went out that next day and bought it. And I was talking to my husband, I was like, wow, I just, inspired these moms and they're both postpartum too. And he's like, you should be a coach. And at the same time around, I was invited to a challenge group. My coach, Linda, invited me. And I was kind of like, I don't really know what this is. I'm not really into this group thing. And I'm a runner and I'm not really into this. And I just kind of started getting into it a little more and a little more. And then when he mentioned you should be a coach, which is funny because he is the most unsupportive person right now of me right now. He doesn't support what I'm doing right now. But he was the one who told me to sign up to be a coach. So I signed up to be a coach in June, and I just kind of took off with it. I just really loved just the group atmosphere and being part of a team and having these friends and this whole network of women and men, but mostly women who just, we come from all different walks of life, but we have this one thing in common where we just want to do better and be better, and that really inspired me. So that's kind of how I became a coach, or how I started to become a coach. I'm still a nurse practitioner. I work at University of Maryland per diem. But, with being my, yeah, right. But I have my master's degree in nursing, but I kind of stepped back from that a little bit when Charlie was born because I was taking care of him. And now I'm just still per diem in the NICU. So, but most of my time is spent at home with 3 kids and coaching. So that's a long story.
I did not know that about Patrick. I did not
yes.
know he was
Yeah.
that he was
it's pretty it's pretty ironic.
Yeah.
He was my biggest fan and now he's not my biggest fan.
Okay. I think husbands go through that. I think we are.
He's not getting around. He's not turning around on this. Anyway.
All right. And question number 2, what does your typical day look like? How much time are you spending on Beachbody? You're a mom of 3. You've got a lot going on. So how do you manage that?
So I talked about this in a previous talk, but I know a lot of people talk about power hours, and I don't ever just get an hour where I can do my business. So I have what's called my power portion. So I do a portion here, a portion there. I do blips and pieces all throughout the day. So I don't really have I don't have set office hours. Patrick won't give me set office hours. So I have to kind of dabble here and there when I can. And in between, feeding the kids lunch and parent loop and, driving the kids to school and sitting in the parking lot. So I kind of do all kinds of stuff throughout my day, but my day typically starts like at 6:37. And the first thing I do, the first thing that I think is essential is I do my inviting, because I get that out of the way first thing in the morning. I invite 2 to 3 people a day to my group. And then after that, then I go through and I do my follow-ups, and I connect with my coaches, or I connect with people in my challenge group. And then I just pretty much do then the rest of that the whole day. So as I get a like to my like page, because I'm in my cold market now, so I'm not really friends, family. I've already done that the whole last year. So now I'm into my cold market. So if I get someone who likes my post or likes my fitness page, I will friend request them if they're not sketchy. If they accept, then I send them a message, and then we start talking. So, I put them in a group. I find out what they're doing, if they have a coach. So all of my day is kind of just these multiple follow-ups, and then I post when I can, but most of the time the posts to my like page are posts that I've been doing in my challenge group, so I'm not really reinventing the wheel much. It saves some time. But then after that goes through and everybody's crazy and the day goes on and everyone's in bed, then my night work. So I work, the majority of my brainstorming goes on at night. So when everyone's asleep around this time, I will document. So I have a sheet, and I have this on the, it's in the Team Inspiration page. It's still the same error as when we downloaded it, like, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. This is what I write every week. So like this was last week's. This is how I organize my life. I have this sheet, and it basically gives me the days, and it gives me different things that I have to do. So who I invite, who I checked in with, who I followed up with, coaches I've connected with or shared the business opportunity with, and then what posts I've done, whether they're the challenge group, Instagram, like page, or whatever. And that just helps me to stay organized. So I've got 6,000 of these in a binder, and every so often I'll go back and I'll relook at who I talked to and I'll reconnect with them. So most of my day then at night is just filling this sheet in, who I talked to all day and kind of what we talked about and what program they're doing. And then that way I stay organized and I can refresh my memory, you know, weeks and months from now.
That makes sense. So my next question was, how many new people do you talk to each day? But you kind of just answered that.
Yeah, it pretty much depends. So like some days, so how I get people to like my page, I took Erin's advice and I do the $1 a day for likes. So, you know, it's $30 a month, which to me is it's a great investment because I'm finding people, the people that I found have signed up as coaches or whichever. So it's a great team building thing, and it's worth $1 a day. If they like my page, then we connect. And it's a long process, but it's worth it. And so like today, for example, I had 6 people that I connected with, whereas yesterday it was a holiday and I only had like maybe 1 or 2 people I talked to. So it really varies just depending upon the traffic I get on my page. And then the posts that I do, if I boost them, which I pay usually like a $3 or $5 boost over a few days. If I do that and I get more traffic, then it just, you know, it all is relative.
Okay, so given all of that, what would you say, in your opinion, is the most important part of your day? What is the most important thing that you do if you have like 0 time and you need to do something, one thing for your business, what would it be?
It would be in the morning inviting. Inviting is essential. If you're not inviting every single day, your business will not grow. You have to invite. Even if they say no, it doesn't matter. You have to get the effort out to invite people, because if you invite people, it plants a seed. And even if they say no now, it means maybe 3 weeks from now or a year from now, they're going to say yes, because they remember that you invited them and they remember that you're consistent and that you're posting and that you're serious and that this isn't a little phase you're going through. This is a lifestyle and you're serious. So inviting is essential. So I would have to say in the morning.
So when you say inviting, I know we hear that all the time, and some people might be like, I don't really understand what that means.
Okay, yeah.
Pop quiz question. That's not on my normal one.
So I've kind of changed the way that I invite. I used to have, well, I still use it. I've just been tweaking it. So I do a lot of personal development on that. And one of the ways that I saw that someone else was inviting was if they get a like to their page and they friend request them and you start this relationship, the first thing that I used to message is, you know, hey, thanks for liking my post. I appreciate your support. I'm wondering if you'd be interested in joining a fitness accountability group. It's where women support each other and encourage each other with fitness and clean eating. Would that interest you? That's what I would write. And then I thought, all right, is that more word vomit? Is that overwhelming? So then I noticed that one girl was doing, hey, thanks for liking my page. I like to get to know my followers. Are you interested in health and fitness? Boom. And just if they say yes, great, then invite them and go through that whole, would you like to join this group? It's a bunch of women and we support each other. And if they say no, I'm like, okay, well, if there's anything I can help you with, I'm always available. Are you working out? You know, always ending a conversation with a question so that you keep the conversation lines open. At least it shows you're interested. So that's what I mean when I invite. Now, there are people that I have in my warm market that say last year I've invited and they either didn't respond or they said no. And so I'll go back and I'll say, hey, you know, it's been a whole year. I'm thinking about you. Would you be interested in joining me now? You know, this is so just kind of going back and re-inviting, or people that say we're in previous groups, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, personally messaging them as well, and just saying that same message. I've been thinking about you. How are you doing? Would you be interested in joining us for our next group? That sort of thing. So it's just personally messaging people is really important, because I think anybody can send like an invite, just those blanket invites, those event invites that come across your thing. But if you message people, it's so much better. It's so much more personal. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, and I totally agree. So you're keeping track of all of these people on those pages? Yeah,
so if you go to the first, so this is the column for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So the very first thing, you can see this, it says invite 2 people per day. And then it says friend request 2 people per day. So these are the people that I've invited. So like here I invited 3. Today I invited 3. So, and then tomorrow I have a plan. I'm going to invite 3. These are people that had liked my page, that they accepted my friend request. So I have them on the list to tomorrow morning to invite. Perfect. So yeah, I always keep track of who I talk to. And then I try to keep things on Messenger, because then I can go back and I can see what my previous conversation was with them, so that I can refresh my memory what we talked about. And if they said that they had an interest in PIO, then I can go back and say, oh my goodness, hey, it's just $10 when you order Shaco this month. Does that fit your budget?
Yeah, I love that. I do that too. It's important to kind of go through and remember what you were talking about. It's kind of hard to keep track of everybody and write their story out next to their name, but definitely know what you're doing, because I've been guilty of, oh, you should get PIO, and then like, I got it last month from you.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrible. So definitely, I love that idea to just kind of scroll through it before you start talking to them again.
Yeah, but I think what's essential too, guys, is that when you're just starting this, and this is like so overwhelming, the most important thing is to have a system where you're writing stuff down, or when you're organizing it. Because if you're not writing it down, trust me, you're going to forget it. And I know that you guys have great memories, and some people really do. I suck at my memory. I have to write everything down. And like the other thing too is I have a binder where like these are all, let me unclip these, sorry. These are all of the most recent, like all these are those things, those weekly things that I have collected. But in this binder, I can put this in my purse. I have it in the car with me. But it says every group that I've done and every member that I've had in my group. So I keep track of who I invite, who I've added. So that way I can check in on these people, because we invite people all the time, but you forget who you invited. And so then that way, if you notice that you invited such and such on the 5-day ab challenge in May, you can go back and be like, hey, I noticed you haven't been in my groups lately. Do you want to join us? So keeping a tally of who's in your groups, whether it's your Coach Basics groups, whether it's your sneak peek groups, whether it's your challenge groups, your free groups, all that stuff, keep organized. That way you have a system to go back and look into. Now, if I lose this, I'm screwed, but.
Right. I know some people are more of a technology person. I'm also more of a write it down, paper and pencil, or my new whiteboard. But yeah, I definitely love how keeping track of people is crucial. And I think that that's a huge part of how you're able to get all of those points every month.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me grab Gwen. She's awake. I'll be right back. Sorry. I'll be really quick.
Meg, you can't be.
Okay. I got it. Deb McCleary. Is that Deb McCleary?
Yeah.
I'm so. Is this your first time on here?
Yes, I finally bribed the children successfully.
Yay!
I even showered after I worked out for you guys.
Oh, good for you, Lucky. Don't brag.
I won't tell you how long it was from the last shower to this one.
Oh, yeah, no.
I got my AC fixed.
That you might have.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Question so far for Meg while she's on.
Ooh.
Or anything you want to say, or
I still, she can rattle off what she does, and I still just don't know how she does. Like, I just don't. It's just crazy. It's so much information. Wow.
Why do you have to friend request people on your personal page like that?
You can't send a message from your like page.
Oh, unless your friend requested
Yeah.
them?
Yeah.
Or you have to pay $1 to put it in their inbox.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
You could do
I
that.
did not
I
know
pay
that.
$1 to put a message in their inbox. So I just friend request them, and if they're serious and if they want to get to know me, they'll accept. If not, that's okay. I guess I'll move on.
Right. What I've been doing is having people friend request me because I don't want to get in trouble on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's another good thing is when Erin taught me that. So when you make an ad or you make a post, just say if you're interested, say add me. And so they'll write add me underneath in the comment section, like add me to the group or add me to whatever you're interested in. And then I'll reply and I'll say, okay, I'll add you, friend request me, and I'll put my actual Facebook address. So they'll have to friend request me, and then I know they're serious. Uh-oh, we should hurry.
I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm being billed every month.
Huh.
I have to look into it. Maybe I have the wrong link.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I have 2 questions left.
Okay.
What is your biggest struggle as a coach, and how are you overcoming it?
Oh, I don't have support from my husband at all. That's my biggest thing. He's like, you don't have to do this. You're a nurse practitioner. You can just pick up a shift and make what you're making in a month in 1 12-hour shift. That's what I get.
Are you sure I'm not married to Patrick? Jesus. Same
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, who else is feeling that? Who else has had that before?
Every day.
Yeah, it's constant in my life too, Jen. And this is the thing is, he's like, you're putting so much time and so much effort into this.
Yep.
And what are you getting out of it? And, I talked with Melinda about this, and I'm like, it's not just, it's just the fulfillment of helping people, and I enjoy it. And, we're changing lives, and this is building, and my team is growing, and it's awesome. And, everybody's learning and growing, and, my coaches are assigning coaches, and it's just awesome. And I feel like these products are amazing, and they work. And if you just dedicate yourself to it, you'll have amazing results. But it's just, it takes time. And for him, he wants to see it. He wanted to see it yesterday. He wanted to see, $1,000 million checks coming in 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah, and it's your passion, so he's not going to feel that if he's not passionate about it either.
Right.
I figured that out. Like yeah, you're exactly right. He's a show me the money.
Yeah. That's what he's saying. He's like, you're putting all this time into it. You're staying up late, you're doing all this work. And, it's not, you could work 1 shift and be done, come home and be done, and not be on your phone all the time, and not be up doing all these groups and busy and, constantly, taking away. So it's just,
and
the biggest struggle is my husband. Really.
The flip side of that is, mine says the same thing. And my answer is, I'm not making hardly any money off of doing this, but I love doing this. I mean, I get more enjoyment out of doing this, honestly, than I do at work.
Yeah.
I do, because of the people that I get to talk to, and the vibe that I get from other people, and the vibe they get from me. It's just, I like the mutual relationship, and I just like the energy, all that. That's all stuff that lacks from my job that I go to 3 to 5 nights a week, So if I like it, I'm going to do it. I give him my time. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a bad investment either way. I just don't.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we're getting healthier. We're getting fit. We're helping people. How is this a bad thing? Like, I don't know. But
Yeah.
it'll get there. I just think it's been hard because, I had the kids all summer with me, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and I had to try to fit my business in, and I was just trying so at the pool, this, that, and the other, and so the kids were like, put your phone down. Why are you always on your phone? Because they hear my husband say that. So I'm just ready for everybody to go to school and be gone for 8 hours, and they just have her to deal with. She won't talk.
Yeah.
So.
Carolyn says you could knit or crochet and he'd have slippers, but you'd be unhappy.
He has 3 pairs of slippers that he does not wear. So knitting and crocheting is not going to work.
I think,
True.
I mean, and Eric's the same way. Getting him to the event, Super Saturday, a summit would help. Just sitting down and saying, this is important to me. I don't care if my new thing is standing on the roof naked, playing the fiddle. If that is what I love and that's what's important to me, he'll be like, all right, fine, go for it, whatever.
Yeah.
That, it's not about what you're doing. It's about him supporting you, and it doesn't matter what it is, you know.
Right.
I know.
I know.
Frustrating.
He sees like I put a lot into it, and I take a lot of time to put into it, and he just doesn't see.
Right.
He doesn't see the benefit of that.
Right.
Like,
I think mine feels neglected personally.
Well, what does Shalene Johnson say at Summit?
Have more sex.
more sex.
Is that possible?
So that's recorded.
Don't be
So
private.
I don't know if it's available yet, but it's recorded, and everybody who's having husband or family support issues can listen to that training because it was awesome.
I watched it and I wasn't at Summit and it was really good. I actually had Michael watch it with me and I hadn't seen it either. And he's like, "Oh, Shalene rocks."
Yeah, all the men were like, "Yeah, this is awesome."
Exactly, that got the men's attention for sure. But it's not. Life isn't always about the money, right? I mean, it's about
Right.
we're not all here for the $1 million that we may or may not make at some point. If that's what you wanted, you'd have 2 full-time jobs and a part-time job. And
I would have married rich.
exactly, yeah. You would have
Right.
made a lot of different choices in your life if that's what you were after and if that's what made you happy.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think that you maybe just need to have some of those conversations. And I've been lucky; I've been very supported.
Yeah.
Even now, going from a full-time job to part-time student and Beachbody. I mean, we've lost lots of income.
Mhm.
He's looking at selling his, snow machine, his fancy sports car, and he's okay with it because he's, your spouse, they should want to make you happy, and you should want to make yourself happy. And if there's something else going on there, it's communication that you need to have, and really. Hey, this is my heart. I mean, I love my husband, I love my children, and I get something more from my coaching team and my clients.
Yeah. That's so true, Claire.
Okay, real quick, we have 3 minutes, Meg. Of all the things that you're doing, what would you say is your number one tip that you can give us? Number one tip.
Consistency every single day. I was just writing to Tori the other day. Every day you invite, every day you follow up, every day you post, every day you work out, you drink your shake every day. And that's what who was it at Summit Air? Was it Anita Myron? Was it her? And she was talking about there's no secret sauce to this. It was Anita, because she said that everybody was sick. They were vomiting with some GI bug, and she still had to crawl out of the bathroom to get her invites in, or something just ridiculously crazy. Yeah. Because it's true, you have to invite. You have to do these behaviors, these 3 vital behaviors every single day. You just do. And if you don't, your business isn't going to grow. And you have to do it consistently every day, even when you don't want to, even when the kids are sick, even when the kids are awake.
Right.
with the red popsicle stain on her mouth.
Oh my.
Then it's you got to do it, and that's it. And once you do those behaviors every single day consistently, they will compound. So yeah, that's my biggest advice, because that's the one thing I've done without fail is just keep inviting every day, keep working out and posting about it every day. And that's what I think the page was for, because I think a lot of people are like, gosh, people are annoyed with, me constantly posting, pictures and videos. So then your page will help to lessen all that concern.
Yep. Well, we have a minute left, so I just want to say thank you for sharing all of that with us.
I'm sorry it was rushed and she was awake, but if anybody has any questions or wants to talk, message me, text me, call me. I'm always available to help. And my way is not perfect. I hit slumps all the time. So just, know that it's a marathon, and we're mile 2 right now. So we just got to keep trekking along.
Awesome. Thanks, Meg. I'm going to post the recording. I'm sure lots of people that are going to want to see it. So everybody, have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
Bye, Deb.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Good to see you.
Yep.